I am Antoine. This is my Dharma path. When I rose from my Samādhi today, that deep, ancient stillness where the mind dissolves and the spirit becomes clear, a strange vision arose with me. What would happen if the Catholic Pope was suddenly en route to mainland China? Not as a political question, not as a conflict, but as a meditation on sovereignty, culture, and the spiritual identity of civilizations. This reflection is a Dharma teaching, a cultural insight, and a moment of clarity from the stillness of Samādhi. What Samādhi reveals. Samādhi is the state where the breath becomes the teacher, the mind becomes transparent, the self becomes spacious, truth rises without force. In Sanskrit, Samādhi means complete absorption, the moment when awareness becomes whole. From that stillness I saw China not as a modern nation, but as a 5,000-year-old civilization guarding its spiritual roots. China's spiritual lineage. China's spiritual identity rests on three ancient traditions: Taoism, harmony with the natural order; Confucianism, ethical and social balance; Buddhism, liberation and compassion. These traditions shaped family structure, moral education, governance, medicine, cosmology, and daily life. China sees itself as spiritually complete, not lacking, not empty, not waiting for external guidance. This is the foundation of the issue. Why the Pope has limited authority in China? Scholars identify several reasons. Historical memory. Western missionaries once arrived alongside colonial powers. Sovereignty. The Vatican is a sovereign state. China resists foreign appointment of clergy. Cultural continuity. China prefers religious leadership rooted in Chinese tradition. Social stability. All religions are regulated to prevent unregistered groups from gaining political influence. This is not about rejecting Christianity, it is about protecting cultural autonomy. The hypothetical, if the Pope were en route to China, this is the heart of this theme. If the Chinese government learned that the Pope was physically en route to mainland China, several things would likely unfold, not as conflict, but as diplomatic choreography. Immediate diplomatic communication. China would contact the Vatican through established channels to clarify intent, purpose, and protocol. Redirection or controlled entry. China might request the Pope land in Hong Kong or Macau first, where religious regulations differ. Negotiation of itinerary. Any visit would be tightly structured with approved locations and prearranged meetings. Symbolic interpretation. China would frame the visit as cultural exchange, not foreign authority entering Chinese soil. Internal messaging. The government would reassure the public that China's spiritual sovereignty remains intact. Nothing dramatic, nothing hostile, just the civilization protecting its spiritual boundaries, the same way the Vatican protects its own. What this reveals about China? It reveals a civilization that says we honor our ancestors, we honor our sages, we honor our own spiritual lineage. China is not spiritually opposed to Christianity. It simply insists that religion inside China must be Chinese and governance not directed by an external authority. This is cultural, not adversarial. A gentle comparison. The Pope and the ancient sages. Imagine the Pope meeting Lao Tzu, Confucius, and a Tang Dynasty Buddhist monk. The Pope, I shepherd a flock. Lao Tzu, I shepherd no one, I follow the Tao. Confucius, I shepherd society through ritual and virtue. The Buddhist monk, I shepherd the mind toward liberation. The Pope, I appoint bishops across nations. Confucius, in China, authority grows from the soil, not from abroad. Lao Tzu, roots must match the earth they grow in. The Buddhist monk, even the Dharma adapts to the land it enters. This is not conflict, it is cultural difference. The I Ching and Chinese spiritual sovereignty. The I Ching teaches everything changes. Harmony comes from alignment with one's own nature. Wisdom is adapting to the flow. China applies this principle to religion. Foreign teachers may enter, but authority must remain rooted at Chinese soil. This is why the Pope's authority is limited. China insists on spiritual self-governance. The Samādhi insight. When I rose from Samādhi, the insight was simple. Every civilization protects the stories that shaped its soul. China protects its spiritual traditions. The Vatican protects its own. Neither is wrong, both are human. I'm Antoine, this is my Dharma path. When I arose from my Samādhi, I carry a small piece of infinite back with me. Today it showed me that spiritual traditions are not battles. They are rivers flowing through different landscapes. Some rivers merge, some run parallel, some remain separate, but all of them flow toward meaning. May your path bring you clarity, compassion, and peace.